want to tell you a story about a man named Daniel. Daniel was a Jew, but he lived in Babylon. But he was such a successful individual and so blessed by God that he became a very important person in spite of the fact that he was a Jew, not a Babylonian. And some of the people who listened to him and heard him and watched him and worked with him, and some of them worked for him, they got jealous of Daniel because he was a Jew. So some of them got together and decided that they would figure out a way to do away with Daniel. So they tricked Darius, the king, into making a rule that if someone did not obey what the king said, that they would put him in with the lions and kill him. So when this was done, the law was passed, and then Darius found out that the law was in purpose of doing away with Daniel. And so Darius was very unhappy about this, but he decided that he had no choice but to allow Daniel to be put in the lion's den. But he knew that God was so powerful and so blessed in the sight of Daniel that he told him to go ahead, and that he felt like his God would protect him. And the entire night, Daniel was locked in with the lion's den. And the next morning, Darius went out to talk to him to see what Daniel's situation was. And Daniel's situation was that he was sitting in there with the lions and doing okay. There was no problem. There was no damage. Daniel wasn't hurt at all because God protected him just as Darius thought he would, and Daniel knew that his father, God, would protect him. And that's what happened. He was not only allowed to be saved, he was then promoted by Darius to be the number one person after Darius for whatever Daniel needed to have done, or whatever the people needed done. And as a result, those people who tricked Darius and tried to kill Daniel was tossed into the lion's den by those people who made that false information about Daniel. As a result, them and their families were all killed. The good thing about this is that God still is in charge of everything that happens. And in a positive way, God protected Daniel and King Darius both were blessed because God protected them. So we need to know that Daniel cares, God cares, and we need to learn to care just as Daniel did.